Do, 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 boo, boo, boo.
There we go. There we go. So I was just talking about that. Okay, so it's uneventful 1 3/4 mile ride to Crittenden Ranch.
So we are taking it. We are taking the coach, aren't we? Hello.
Keep going on about coach. I don't know what coach you're talking about.
Well, we're not going on a horse, are we?
Yeah, but what coach you? Have you got a coach? Is what I'm trying to say.
I've got a buggy, which is a
I know
two-person.
you've got a buggy.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That's
what
better
you-
because I need something with wheels. I'm not getting on something with legs because it'll fall off.
Yeah, but
That'd be silly, wouldn't it?
Sophia and Patrick sit in the buggy.
Yeah.
Oh, can't we just can't me and Patrick sit in the buggy and she can, I don't know, can we not fold her up and put her on the luggage rack or something like that?
I can fold myself up, thank you.
But while Misty is quite flexible, I'm not entirely sure that's a good idea, Mr. Watt.
What did I do with my... there's my 80 Smith and Roberts catalogue. I suppose they'll update it again soon, won't they? So they do have instructions for deliveries, don't they? Okay, it's page 22. Page 22.
Yeah, it's just I didn't fancy going by horse in case I fall off. It's as simple as that. It's unnatural. Shouldn't be riding horses.
Well, people have ridden horses for quite some time, you know. And being as horses are, well, quite natural things, I don't think you can quite say that it's unnatural to be riding a horse. I mean, yes, if the good Lord had meant us to be horses, he'd have given us hooves and 4 legs and, well, not the ability to speak, and we'd whinny, but all of that.
No, I say nay to that.
I'm sure you would.
You have a point there, Paddy, or you're just well, I'm not entirely sure what you're doing, but
Well, I think the sentence kind of got away with me a little bit there.
yeah, I think it did.
I think you're beating a dead horse here. Yeah.
Money do you get, Mr. Watt?
What?
How much money do you get? Because I know you're...
How much money did I get? It's up to you.
You equivalent of 150. Okay. Okay. So that morning, here we go. No problem at all. Get interesting, especially it'll be unskilled. Yes, it will. Okay. That's fine. Okay. There's an obviously after breakfast, as you're all sorting yourselves out and discussing where to go, there's a knock at the door.
Somebody at the door.
I will go and answer the door then.
Great, thanks.
There's a bit outside. There is a chap. He's wearing a uniform. It's rather spiffy, rather blue uniform, and it goes delivery for John Watt.
What?
What?
Delivery for John Watt. His robot's order has arrived.
Oh, have we been attacked by seagulls? What?
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 It's mine. It's mine.
Right. Looking down the steps, there's a very there's basically what you can see is there's a very large crate in the middle of the street, and in the distance you could hear a sort of noise. Looking up, you see something flying away, or rather circling overhead.
Oh, it's one of those whirligigs. Mr.
No,
Watts,
retracting a winch.
Mr. Watts, somebody sent you a box by whirligig.
Right, okay. So I take it must be one railroad somewhere. I don't know.
Okay, so
It must be a railroad company somewhere.
The guy holds out a clipboard. So I just need you to sign here to acknowledge you've accepted delivery.
I'll sign. So I take it this is for this will be for the steam gauge one by the scrutineer.
Mm-hmm. So okay, goes. Thank you very much. At that point, you seem sort of signaling up to the guy up above, and obviously seems to be indicating head out of town. I'll pick me up there because obviously he came down with the crate to make sure it didn't spin. And he goes. He hands you over a package. It weighs about a pound. He goes, "Here's your complimentary pack of Ghost Rock for the first 50 miles," and walks away.
Well, we better start unboxing her then.
Indeed, it is an interesting item when you unbox. It's rather large, and I've already added it to your character sheet on the 1, 2, 3, 4th tab of the inventory. But when you finish unboxing it, it appears to be a large metal wagon with 4 wheels and a steam engine on in the middle of it.
Well, they must be. I think Denver Pacific must be building a new engine then, and they're going to need a new steam gauge. And mines have got screws, whereas the old ones used to be welded. So if they jam, you have to take the whole unit off, and it takes ages. But with mines unscrew, and you can fix it in 5 minutes.
Basically, because you get 150k a year,
So
I'm going to retcon the fact that I'm just having it retcon that you ordered a steam wagon at some point in the past and it's been chasing you.
So the steam gauge unscrews and it turns 5 hours into 5 minutes. But I didn't sell it to them. What I did is I lease it to them. I rent them the gauge, and they pay me. They pay me. I rent the parts to them.
Okay. Basically, what I'm trying to say is. Basically, Mr. Watts got a steam wagon that can carry up to 6 people at a top speed of 50 miles an hour. It should also be pointed out that it's probably a safe bet that John Watt doesn't have the driving skill.
Yeah, of course, because that's what we've got employees for that, haven't we? You know. Well, it's like riding. It's like riding. We've got employees for pulling wagons, have we not?
It's probably a safe bet that none of us have the driving skill.
Indeed.
What's the worst that can happen?
Exactly. Did you really actually say that?
No, the point I'm trying to make is he didn't want to get on something with a horse, so I've solved the problem because he's got the rich edge, and it's perfectly reasonable for some nutcase like him to have ordered a steam wagon in the past. So there you go.
Who wants to have the epiphany card off me then?
Oh, yes. Gain a skill for the rest of the session at D6.
Maybe John Watt can take that.
Here you go. Now you know how to use it. You've read the manual.
Okay, I take it I know how to drive it then.
You do now. Something clicks as you look at it. Next week,
okay, right. Look, tell you what, I'll put a mod on.
Actually, that will work. He's forgetful, isn't it? Next week, he's like,
I know. I'm going to forget this, aren't I?
Yeah, he'll thrown away the instruction manual and then forgotten how to do it.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll remember how to drive there. I may not forget to take my pants with me, but I'll be fine. It'll be okay, people. No,
okay.
Don't panic.
So, the cattle ranch south of Poverty Flats is owned by Heath Crittenden, who runs it with the help of his oldest son, Brock. The cattle range freely in the Unitar foothills, fattening them up on mountain grass in the eventual roundup and drive to Easton Hill and Garter Depot. So there we go. That's basically as you approach the Crittenden Ranch. You lucky people. Back to last to seen him live. So, okay, as you're coming up on the ranch, a younger fellow, probably the son Brock, from what the information you got back in town, sort of can't help but notice you as a number of horses, a
Infernal machine.
now I'm trying to remember what yours was called.
Buggy.
Buggy, thank you. The word just went straight out of my head, and then some infernal steam engine making noises. Seen either the engineer years. Anyway, arrive, and so he heads over to see what's going on.
Top of the morning to you, sir.
Indeed.
And how the very devil do I find you on this lovely, lovely Wyoming day?
Well, we've had better, that's for sure.
But I'd wager you'd had worse.
Oh, well, not much. Someone's killed a bunch of our cattle up in the foothills and stamped outlandish tracks in the mud as like some sort of sick prank.
Well, that is quite terrible, I have to say. I take it you've reported such to the sheriff.
Well, we don't get into town that much. I mean, I happened to be in town last night, and I was watching it. Hey, you wouldn't be the amazing Adolfo who destroyed all those eel critters out on the prairie, would you?
Well, the name's Patrick when it's not professional, like. Actually, I was
the headless horseman.
Well, something like that, I suppose. Yes, but
are these the fine band of fellows that accompanied you? Quite sure you on stage.
I will gesture to Sophia. Miss D is my associate. The others here, Mr. Hong is he's a little bit strange. He's a foreigner, you know. Mr. Watt is sitting on his infernal machine there. He likes things that go pish cuff quite a lot. And
he does, in fact, at this point just go, and he's just enveloped in a cloud of steam.
The surly gentleman over there with the bad attitude and worse manners is Mr. Money, and the surly lady over there with the bad attitude and worse manners is Miss Vancouver.
He goes, well, given that you all face the fearsome creatures with no fear, again quoting you from last night, sir. Maybe you can help find out what's going on.
Well, there are a number of engagements that we have, but I suppose in return for a certain remuneration, we might be able to. And I'm not talking about anything fiscal here, of course. What I was actually, let me explain. I only came to Heaston Hill because I'm looking for a friend of mine, Mr. Len Buckles, who was doing some mining here and hereabouts. Now, while I work as a stage performer by my profession, Mr. Buckles, let us say he had a number of debts, and we have come together because we are linked by these debts that Mr. Buckles owes. And, well, Mr. Buckles was last seen in, so we've been led to believe, in the company of a group known as the Ghost Steel Gang. Have you heard of them?
Sure, everyone's heard of them. Obviously, we're worried about them being cattle owners ourselves.
Well, indeed, but, well, from what I'm told, the leader of the Ghost Steel Gang, well, I'm not quite sure how I can put this without being at least a little bit indelicate, so...
he worked here.
Thank you, Mr. Hong, for your characteristic bluntness. Bud Balak, I believe, was a hand here at the ranch.
Indeed, I mean, we were quite surprised when he took up that kind of work. He always seemed like a stand-up fella, but yes, I'm sure some of the hands may have some more information, but obviously at the moment they're out trying to protect the cattle from whatever keeps killing them, he says with a slight smile on his face.
I see. Now, if we were to perhaps, well, we have business in Aspen, and, well, I'm hoping that Mr. Watt's infernal machine, with the lick of speed it can take, should be able to get us there and back in a day. If it can travel, apparently it can travel 50 miles in a single hour. Can you imagine something going that fast? I mean, it blows your mind. It really does. But we have business in Aspen. But when we've returned from that, I will make you a promise that if you can get your hands to have a talk to us about Mr. Balak, we will see what we can do about whatever it is that's been worrying your cattle. Would that be something you'd be amenable to, sir?
We've lost half. We've lost quite a few head of hurt cattle. You know, I mean, we really could do with the help sooner rather than later.
Oh, let's go solve their cow problem, and then we'll find out what we need to know.
Well, very well. I just hope that Mr. Watt's machine can get us to Aspen, well, within an hour. It's less than 50 miles away. Let us see what we can do then for the good folk of the ranch here, and then we can get to Aspen as quickly as we can. And we do have what could be important business there, after all.
It should be said. Judging from his face, he obviously doesn't believe that you could get to Aspen and back in an hour. That's the problem, you see.
Mr. Watt, perhaps you would like... Mr. Watt, could you give a demonstration of the speed of your machine? I say, Mr. Watt, can you hear me?
Hang on, wait a minute. I'm just fiddling with it. Right, yes, so we can do it. We can take it out for a burrow and round the property.
Okay, so let's have a driving check at -1 because of its handling.
Well, yeah, I know,
up
but
to speed.
hang on, it should theoretically work.
Zoom.
Well, that's a 4, so that's okay. Zoom, in fact, even on the he even puts in a handy, very tight cornered turn at speed, and he brings it to a halt in front of all of you, kicking up a cloud of dust and smoke.
Now, you see, like I said, we should be able to get to Aspen and back within the day on this machine of Mr. Watt's.
Are you sure it's safe?
And I'm sure Mr. Watt would not put himself on anything unsafe. Other people, perhaps, but if he's on it, he'll keep it safe.
So that vehicle, that infernal contraption, as you called it earlier, may be able to get to Aspen and back in a couple of hours, but the rest of you are on horseback. I mean, that's a day's ride.
Well, but we can all fit on you can all fit on this thing. It's got room.
Perhaps you'd be willing to stable our horses, and we'll come back for them later today, and then can look into what's been taking your cattle at night, as you said.
Sounds reasonable then. Yeah, he does seem like he did say it. No, did he? Yes, he did. Wait, I did. He did. So yeah, okay. He does seem seem impressed by that. So he does seem that I think he wants to see if you really can get to Aspen and back in a day. Let me.
The wagon will seat 5 victims. Sorry, passengers on the inside of it, so it'll be fine. Totally fine.
It should be pointed out it's an open steam wagon. It's not an enclosed one.
Well, this will be a new experience for me. Very good of you, sir, to feed and water our horses while we're away. And we shall see you later in the afternoon. Well, early evening, perhaps the latest.
I hope.
Misty.
Well, I must. It goes. I gather that. Well, I do believe that. I'm just going to have to make it up as I go along. I gather that a shop owned by someone calling himself Mr. Wonka has opened in Aspen. If he's selling these ever flavorful gobstoppers. If you could pick me one, I'll be happy to reimburse you the cost.
What's your name? Slugger.
It's Bud. No, it's not. It's Bud. It's Brock. Brock.
Well, I'm sure that we can manage that. An ever flavorful gobstopper, you say?
Indeed.
Let's open this machine and Mr. Watt, would you do us the honour of getting us to Aspen as quick as you can?
Right. Well, just remember, keep all limbs inside the vehicle at all times.
Very good, sir. Right you are. Don't you worry, Miss D. It will be absolutely fine. It's just like riding on a train, except there's no rails and Mr. Watt's driving it. You have been on a train, haven't you?
Yeah, I knew I had a map somewhere. Now I just need to bloody find it.
I don't care for this either, but let us get on and go.
Okie dokie. Is any I'm ignoring the whole part of not actually being able to get there in time, but that's by the by. Does anyone really? Obviously, I'm assuming you all have reservations, but you all get on it. If anyone really doesn't want to get on it, I understand. I'll say I blame you. Okay.
Tempus fugit, as they say in foreign parts.
Yeah, so I mean, so yeah, Aspen Forest. There's a quake in Aspen Forest east of Hexton Hill. Yeah, and it's yeah, apparently that's where the agent was bothered about anyway.
No, Mr. Watt, we need to be going west. No, not to the Aspen Forest. The Aspen Forest is to the east. The town of Aspen is to the west. We are going to the town of Aspen, which is that way.
Different. Sorry, I was trying to find something, but I'm failing miserably. Aha. Okay, that might.
And then all we got to do is buy one of these ever flavorful gobstoppers and track down these couple of sinister folks that are doing things in Aspen, get rid of them and get back. Easy.
Right, let's go and do it then.
Well, I'm waiting for Mr. Watt to start his engine, or at least get it going.
Did he turn it off?
I think he's got his motor running. We need to get out on the highway.
Sorry,
Otherwise,
the motor running, huh? Yeah.
Or a random encounter that might come our way. I don't know.
I'm just trying to find a map for a bloody Western graveyard. I haven't got one anywhere. Oh, well.
Yeah,
all
it might be
all the fantasy ones looked too fantasy. You know what I mean?
Have we gone somewhere you didn't expect?
Well, yeah, because something happened because of a random roll, so I've got a map for it, annoyingly. If you can't hear us talking, Mercy, yes, you have lost sound. I am aware of the stupidity of that statement.
Yeah, I was going to point it out, but
Joshua made a mausoleum way back, but yeah. I think she's lost the sound because I haven't heard her for a while. I can hear you, but you won't be able to hear me though. Ah, right. So you haven't lost sound, you've lost mic. Okay. Right. Let's just have a nice straightforward driving check.
A nice straightforward driving check.
Yes. That's a 2.
I would like to support him.
Could somebody actually tell me where I'm supposed to be going? It's Aspen Forest, and apparently Aspen Forest in the wrong place. So apparently we're going to the town of Aspen along the Mormon Trail.
Well, there's a +1 because I'm pointing you in the right direction. Maybe somebody else can support you too.
Right. So I got that bit. Can somebody watch for gopher holes? Because if the wheel goes in, this thing's going to roll. I'm not sure about the weight distribution on it either. Any volunteers for gopher watchers?
Misty, could you look out for any gopher holes? I'm busy trying to point him in the right direction here.
Okay. There's one.
Oh, rested right now. I've got the hang of it. I think we're there.
Okie dokie. Okay, so no vehicle fatigue. You're okay.
Got a race.
Okay, well, it's about an hour and a half later, and you are basically pulling up into the town of Aspen.
That wasn't too bad.
Thank you for delivering us safely.
Oh, very good of you, Mr. Watt. Now, one of us needs to go and buy this gobstopper, and we should ask around about where these mysterious sneaky folks are.
Don't we need to get some more fuel for this thing?
Nah, it'd be fine. It got delivered by a fuel supply.
Indeed, at least, well, we've only been about 20 miles, and I believe what the gentleman said was enough for the first 50 miles.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how much of a supply of fuel you're going to find in, well, I guess it is a mining town, isn't it? Never mind.
And I believe Mr. Watt hasn't eaten all of the stuff that we found in the basement yet.
Nah, but I have kind of ground it down quite a bit. I think because I have been burning it because it did summon the gates to help.
That was a 35-mile drive.
So we might have to top it up a wee bit.
Okay, so as you get closer to this mountaintop refueling station of a town, it's a mountaintop refueling station. Sits at the high point of the divide. Trains labour out the long grade in either direction. Stop here to refuel, replenish wood and coal, and learn of any obstructions lying in either direction, courtesy of the Denver Pacific Telegraph Office. So it's probably not some, it's. I mean, it says it's a town in the town map, so it's a town. Obviously, it's built up about the railway and the Denver Pacific. It's you can see there does appear to be some sort of general store, but it says Wonka's General Store on the outside.
Well, Mr. Watt, if you purchase some replacement fuel and ask around about where the shadowy figures might have been seen, so that we can go and investigate there, I can go and purchase some of these ever flavorful gobstoppers and do much the same in the general store. And perhaps the rest of you could ask around a little. We can find out a place where we could go and take a look. What do you reckon, everybody?
Sounds like a plan.
Very good. Well,
aren't we here because of the dead walking around in the graveyard?
Yes, that is exactly right. But
okay, and weren't they complaining about it at midnight?
Stay a little then.
How are we going to be here at midnight and at the ranch for the nighttime at the same time?
If they've been walking around, there's got to be evidence of where they are now. We go and find where they are now and deal with it now, and then we get back to the ranch. And then we can come back again if we need to.
I love how confident he is. He never for a moment thinks that we might completely and utterly fail. It's great.
Mr. Watt, your machine is going to get a lot of work.
It's not the first time the government has said this.
And one will start wandering off towards the graveyard.
This government is on track to deliver the most
I should point out, actually, as you got closer here,
this policing.
More dark.
We're on track to deliver 20,000 new police officers by March 2020.
It's just complete bollocks.
I don't think
it's not the first
only
time
going to
the
be out at
government
night.
has said this.
Then we'll have more police officers
in
the country than we ever have at any point in
I'm going to buy a gobstopper and ask
even
the
Larry the
shopkeep
cat knows there
about
won't be
these
more police officers
figures
until the
seen in the
government
graveyard
replaces the
when they were last seen
21,000
and where they
police
might be.
officers they've cut since
Well,
2010.
indeed. Well, actually, that's
And
fine.
let's
What
not
about
forget
everyone
the
else?
23,000 police
Think I'll go to
support
the
staff
church
they've
and
cut,
the
and the
graveyard
600 police
and,
stations they've
pray for
closed.
guidance and have a look around.
Even the former policing minister Kit Malthouse has admitted.
Although we're going for 20,000 extra police officers.
Yeah, Juan is going to the graveyard. He's going to look for disturbed graves and things like that.
Yeah, I think I'll go to the graveyard.
Let's go to the graveyard. Let's all go to the graveyard.
Well, I promised to buy a gobstopper, so I'm going to go buy a gobstopper.
You bunch of evil fiends going somewhere where I don't have a map.
Well, you've got a map. Okay, let's go to the place where you've got a map then. Okay, problem solved.
I've got any maps ready, but that's
You haven't got any maps ready?
I
Drat.
wasn't expecting you to come here.
Okay.
Aha! This will do. That
was what I prepared earlier.
Well, one that Angela prepared earlier from Angela's maps. I'm hoping. Yeah, that'll do. Let's open that one up. Yes. Perfect. Open. So, okay. Well, wandering around the graveyard, you don't find much. At the end of the day, none of the graves appear to be disturbed or anything.
I mean, but
However, did
Does the
anyone
shopkeep
go?
have anything to say to me?
He does. Does anyone going to any other than the church? Well, obviously the church I heard, but is anyone going anywhere else in the town?
Well, we're going to ask about town where these things were spotted and go look around, isn't it?
Okie dokie. So basically, in the shop, it turns out that obviously, apparently, in the last few months, the tool house has been burglarized twice, and then more recently, a near development prompted panic telegraphed operators to call in a company rail agent, who has subsequently been investigating the area, but it hasn't been seen for a couple of days. And everyone swears they've seen shadowy figures skulking in the trees around this train station.
Trees around the train station?
At night.
I see, at night. These figures been seen going anywhere after that?
But anyway, in the meantime, I'm just going to read.
Oh, I heard
you.
Sorry, what was the question?
They've been seen going anywhere.
No. So we'll have to do as so it's going to be 140 shopping. Let's have the original with grid. Open it with grid. Just count how many squares it should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
14, 20, 42.
Shut up, kid. I just need to do that. And that. Because I am that petty. You being such a. Okay, now I'm going to have to open it in bloody Photoshop. That slows me down even more. Okay, there we go. And I can do another way. I can just drive a circle and find out that it is in fact 155 pixels grid. That's an unusual size. So let's make it 150 because that will look better. Yeah, that's perfect. Then I can do that. Then I can go to there, turn that off, and there we go. Right. Yeah.
Good now.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I was trying to interject with the idea that, that whatever's happening in Aspen probably wasn't going to leave anytime soon. And the fact that this steam machine or whatever we rode in is doing this up some seriously steep mountain trails. course, that would have had no effect whatsoever on his driving penalties, right?
No, he's all fine. He rolled ridiculously well, I'm afraid to say.
You weren't the one that was afraid. It was everybody that was in this vehicle with him.
Can I have some notice checks from everybody, please?
So did we make it to Aspen?
We did,
Yes, you're in Aspen now.
Made it to Aspen. There was a bit of a misfire at the beginning, but we're all right. A bit of teamwork.
I'm sure if we go and look around in those woods, we'll be able to find a trail people have been walking around.
Oh, I'm crying out loud. I'm actually ahead of myself. Okay, you hear basically you suddenly hear some you hear some gunfire coming from up near the railroad tracks.
Well, let's go that way.
I also didn't get a chance to ask if Patrick's anxiety about going and finding these dead that were walking around, was he expecting to find friends?
Why would I be expecting to find friends?
Well, brethren. Or sisterin.
Right.
No, my brother never left Ireland. Neither did my sister, for that matter, but for entirely different reasons.
Guy over there smells exactly like you do.
Okay, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that. And that makes my life easier. And then I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Okay, so heading in the direction of the gunfire takes you up to back up towards the station and the sidings around it. And when you get there, what you notice is there seems to be a group of individuals. It looks like they're in the process of pulling up railroad tracks, but they seem to be shooting at two shambling corpses as you arrive on the scene.
We should totally go and investigate that then.
I think we should be stopping.
One goes first. Did someone just lose the map because the no totals?
Shoot 'em up, gang members, huh?
But if they're tearing up tracks, they're wanted by the railroads. There's probably a price on them by the railroads.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that they just won't have a word with them and tell them they're naughty, not have them ripped apart by the Walking Dead.
I think that depends on which railroad it is.
That will belong to Denver Pacific.
Yes, this is Denver Pacific, not. This isn't Baron Lacroix. I would.
This isn't the Bayou Vermilion. That's
no.
South.
It doesn't matter. I mean, technically, I did put guns on them. Some of the engines get gun turrets on them.
I think that is a dead Walking Dead. It has ceased to be.
Yes, it is definitely a bit on the less than ambulatory side of things. Sophia D.
I'm going to lean on this coal cart thing for support and shoot the Walking Dead in the head. So I'm cold shot.
Okie dokie.
Well, that clearly missed.
Think that was a little bit high, Misty.
Get it next time.
just decided on the spur of the moment to be artistic.
Remember, like we do on stage, take your time, breathe.
Put some line of sight on the map.
Easier when it's a target, not when it's that horrible thing coming towards us.
I understand.
I'm
slightly discombobulated by it myself.
I've lost it. I've lost him. Where is it? Yeah.
What have we lost?
The will to live.
One of the people shooting at the Walking Dead suddenly shouts out, "Kill agents!" And you notice the focus on the Walking Dead slightly adjusts towards you as well.
There's this carriage here offering any kind of cover.
Which cover? That one. Yes, it should be. Hang on a second. I hadn't noticed it. There we go, and there we go. Here we are. How's that?
Beautiful.
Make you happier? Right. F. Oops. No, I've pressed F here one time too many. Gets him to there. He is going to fire his Colt Frontier at the Walking Dead. Hitting, doing no real damage. They don't go down, he shouts. This guy's going to move to there. He's going to fire at the Walking Dead.
Neither does Batman, according to the news.
I went over my head, I'm afraid.
If you look it up, it's to do with the Harley Quinn animation, and apparently heroes don't do that according to DC.
Oh.
Heroes don't do what?
Do what?
One of the shoot 'em up gang opens fire at Huang and misses. Another one opens fire at Huang.
Heroes don't do oral sex.
Huang is shaken as a fusillade of bullets whistle past him. Fusillade. I'm going to shoot the Walking Dead and miss. That gets me to William money.
Who's going to go there?
When he runs forwards to that rail cart, ducks behind it, pops out, and that is a lovely glitter effect on those dice. Yeah. They've got a slight... Well, it's not it's grunge, actually. Quite like it. What dice is that?
It's the... it's the metal dice, metal pitted. There you go.
Yeah, they are nice, the metal pitted ones.
I'm
Yeah.
shooting this gang member because he shot off one.
Yeah, I'm just using... Oh, for this game, I'm just using metal gold because, of course, it's the Wild West. It's all about gold, isn't it?
Mine are all covered in blood, which is why they're that colour.
Indeed. Okay. He's bleeding out.
Good. Don't shoot my friends.
Ooh. Basically,
Okay,
they're saying Batman doesn't speak multiple languages, is that what it is?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I've got cover behind this thing against these...
Do you have first strike these days, one? I can't remember.
I do, yes.
But he's shaken.
But he's shaken, of course he is. But
However, I will spend a penny to unshake.
And then you can first
Figure out
strike.
the buttons. Where am I going? Here, not there. Shake. Strike.
That's a hit. That's a wound. Well, they'll get us up later, apparently. The amazing Adolfo.
The amazing Adolfo is going to get into cover next to Will Money and is going to call out, "No, we're not rail agents. We were just here looking for these mysterious shambling individuals, so we were. That's it. Nothing more than that. No need to shoot us."
Why hot iron and whiskey -2?
Because hot iron and whiskey was used on me in the last session, and for a week I'm at -2 to persuasion rolls because I've got a scarred face.
Ah, righty-ho. Fair enough. I have too many maps open. I've lost it.
The fact that he's already dead isn't bad enough. Now he's scarred too. It's just getting disgusting.
He's scarred in more than one
And he
place.
smells.
He's never going to be a ladies' man, that's for sure.
That shout was directed ideally at whoever's in charge of this group, but since I don't know who it is, I can't test them directly.
I
other
know.
than
I think a dick might be in charge.
Well, I'm thinking quite possibly because he did shout Dick Road Agents, but I don't know which one Dick is.
Yeah, it might be Sabata though.
Actually, okay. As you say all that, can I have notice checks from everyone, please? Because the GM may well have been fibbing. Well, may well have been fibbing about what they were doing because obviously you couldn't tell properly. That's my excuse. I'm sticking with it. Why is it not letting me?
Yeah,
why is it not letting me reopen the map?
Don't know.
You haven't shared it with yourself.
No, I'm double clicking. I am double clicking on the character on the map, and it's still not reopening the map, which is very annoying. I've lost the map.
You've called it train station with no space.
Yeah. I literally I minimized it, but the minimized icon vanished. I literally hid you back there because that leaves you. Well, I'd move you to. You're in cover there. You're exposed.
Ah, okay.
Because if you want to be exposed, that's absolutely fine.
Well, it was more I was overlapping. That was all.
I know. I haven't loaded. I haven't loaded the nice. I haven't put the. Have I got?
Yeah, you do have it on. Yeah.
I look. Yes, but that overlapping doesn't matter. Look, let me put you right on top of William.
Oh, right. Yes, sorry, I didn't realise.
And now click. And now click on yourself.
Right. Okay. I did not realise that was on there. Okay, cool.
That is a very cool extension.
It's a very cool extension. It has to be said. It works very well. So stacking tokens is not a problem anymore. Yeah. Okay. So, well, you got a. So note what you actually realise is they're not actually derailing the track. It looks like the track is already damaged at this point. What it does appear is they seem to be getting sticks of dynamite out from under a cache they've hidden under this rail cart.
Right. Okay.
So that's fine. You try to persuade you got a 5. The bonifiers. I'm afraid it doesn't seem to deter them.
Okay.
But there's a very good reason for that because I know who their boss is. They're more scared of him than they are of you being persuasive, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I am going to give. I'm going to go to effects and go cover. I'm going to give heavy cover to William Money and heavy cover to the amazing Adolfo. As Dick, shoot 'em up, Dick Paulson is going to be very unpleasant. Rate of fire 2 means he can target both of you. Oh, it really works rather well. It even works when it comes to targeting. That's really nice.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
Okay.
And they've only got to be overlapping by a tiny bit for it to pop up, so you can know.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So both you guys are in full cover, which is probably a good thing. As this Dick guy steps out from behind the thing, behind the wagon he was behind, and starts up his Gatling shotgun on you.
Oh dear.
Fortunately, the heavy cover that you're both under protects both of you as multiple shotgun blasts basically ricochet off the side of the wagon you're hiding behind.
Okay, very well. I understand your feelings on the matter.
Mr. John Watt, sir.
Mr. John Watt. Is going on hold, I think.
Is Mercy still on a horse?
No.
No,
So you can
she
take
can't.
your
She can't be. Yeah, unstable platform does not apply. There we go. Off.
Well, let me see how far I can step forward.
Make that just a global for all of you, shouldn't I?
I gotta see what that gives me for distance. That'd be 6 to them. Okay, so 8 to him. 8 to him. I'm working this out.
No, don't worry. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at. They're called it. The bad guy. The opposing bad NPC is called Shoot 'em Up Dick Bolson, and Tavis just said at least they didn't call him side-scrolling platform. It's very forced, but it appeals to me.
Caverns of Mars is being remastered.
Okay, you've done 2 different burst templates. This one's mine. Okay, so I can get these 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the overlapping portraits issue, I can't tell who's who's.
It's letting me target now with the even with the template out there.
Yeah, the thing about the reason they're almost the same colours. I can't tell which colour everybody's picked.
And because these first 4 are within her line of sight, it's going to point out to them that if we are real agents, you know that it doesn't matter that we take back living beings or bodies, and she's going to cast evil eye on them, and then her eyes go black and with the red flare, and picks
Sounds
out
unpleasant.
one look at a time. Yeah, that's rays.
Overwhelming dread and horror. The affected make a fear roll. Extras who fail are panicked. Odd cards roll on the fear table. Okay. The fear effect is in place, so I can just do a.
And they're an extra -2 because.
Yeah, they get an extra -2 because it was with a raise.
Well, he fails. Problem is, I don't know if I have to roll fear for an NPC. I probably have to move the combat tracker to them, don't I? So
probably, yeah.
Global fear effects only work for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one here is panicked. So he immediately runs, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't global work for everything?
Yeah, but it won't work for NPCs unless I move the combat tracker to the NPC.
And this is on their go, right? Okay.
Yeah. I'm just going to have to sort of have him run in sort of in an interesting route because obviously he can't head off the map. Okay, -4. I'm going to put that as a shortcut because I get the impression I'm going to need it a lot. Spirit. We nearly made it, but not enough. He panics. -4. Spirit. As he panics.
What about it?
Whoops, I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. And apparently this one's bleeding out.
Yeah, he's the one I shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh. I hadn't noticed this one.
Requesting interrupt.
Okay, dokie. You will have to just need to check something. Okay, okay, as you request interrupt, a woman that seems to be sort of scantily dressed in black leather, with a black duster and a whip on her side, steps forwards.
My, I didn't know you were going to meet any of your friends here, Miss Vancouver.
I raised one eyebrow at Patrick.
Okay, you need to beat an 11, Mr. Watt.
That's going to be a different. Hang on, hop along. I'll hop along.
Okie dokie. So I am going to. Let's see now. I'm going to go for a.
Yeah, I didn't want to go before Mercy because I was going to havoc them, and then I would have moved them out of burst radius. I thought a bad idea, so I'll go after them.
Go for a large burst template. We'll position it about there, which means the distance is that. So that means I am going to have to spend the extra for range, which is fine. So that's +1 for large, +1 for range. Doesn't have to be selective. Lingering. Nah, +4. I'm going to spend +4 for extra damage. That will cost 5 power points if it's successful. That's successful regardless of the cover, because cover doesn't apply to area of effects, does it?
No.
Okay, so that is a 3d6.
However, cover does apply as armor against an area.
Agreed. Yeah. So first one first. One is shaken as as basically there's an explosion of black tentacle-like things clawing at all of you. You know what I mean? It's like a black dot smoke flies out and then leaves behind writhing tentacles that writhe and rake and claw at you. Okay, so William Money has toughness 11 because of cover and is unharmed. Amazing Adolfo is unharmed. And Mercy Vancouver takes 2 wounds. It's almost as if the focus of the spell was on her for some reason. Agreed.
Oh, we'll try one more time.
Okay.
I'm only going to take off 1.
Indeed. And in fact, actually, you do notice there is a slight smirk on the woman's face, almost as if she did indeed for you to take the brunt of the effect as she steps back into cover. Mr. John Watt, you're up, sir.
So John Watt will move to there. Let's pull out pull out me pistol, stick in me Van de Graaff generator, and stun.
That sounds painful.
What we're going to do, I think we'll have a large burst template. In fact, we might actually get away with a medium one, eh? Oh, so medium burst template. And I think we'll make it medium burst, we'll make it fatigue. And just for add insult to injury, 8 inches. We're going to make it double range. Yeah, so a medium burst, double range. That causes fatigue. Might probably be the same for us, but nothing. In for a penny, in for a pound. Oh! Don't stand next to a big metal object. Is the answer?
Okie dokie, roll 2d6.
So they all have to make a vigor roll at the
Roll 2d6. Oh, you're doing stun. I thought you were doing
stun. They all have to make.
I apologise.
I was going to scatter the thing. No, I'm going to go and try and put them down. But the two of them are wild cards. But it would stop her casting any, because otherwise I would just blow her back and she'd keep casting spells. But if I knock her unconscious, that's her. Oh, look at that.
She's okay.
She's okay.
The panicked one.
Failed miserably.
Actually, he's not the panicked one. I thought he was. If he was, he's just stunned now, so it doesn't matter.
So, so he's failed.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, he's made it. He's got the 4.
Mm-hmm. So only one is affected, but the one that's affected is fatigued as well, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he's stunned, distracted, prone, and fatigued. Okie dokie. Is that the end of
Has he got cover now that he's been knocked out away from that car?
I didn't give him cover anyway, did I?
Well, he's prone, so be it -4 to shoot him because he's prone.
Yeah, he's prone.
Right, he's
but that's
prone.
about
Okay,
it, yeah.
right.
Just okay. So round number 2 starts with the baddie getting a joker. That is unfortunate, really, isn't it?
Yeah, especially since she's got the burst power. So it's all down to you now, then, Sophia.
Oh, you piece of shit.
Okay, so I think what we're going to do here.
We're going to go one more. Going to waste one more, Benny.
I'm trying to remember what adventure cards have been played.
Epiphany.
It depends if she casts something with a saving throw or not.
Right, okay, so first action.
It just the ones that I have had original.
Oh, bugger!
Oh, good.
Yeah, so she tries to cast a spell and she leans on the metal thingy and it goes bang because it's still got a charge in it.
Background, which information?
I wasn't asked.
Ooh, Bearing in mind, just so you know, Mercy, you in Aspen you get a free reroll any failed spellcasting rolls.
What?
I'll just take the penny.
In Aspen, which is where you currently are, you get a free reroll on any failed spellcasting rolls due to the fear level.
Well, I haven't failed yet, but she has.
Yeah, but she crit fails, so she doesn't get a free reroll, does she?
No, and if she has the same penalty I do, she should be picking up some corruption right about there. She probably as corrupt as they come already, but.
I was just reading. And each point of corruption gives you money hinges and corruption equals the spirit. Well, they've already become. So yeah, actually, Fetch, there's no backlash for her being an evil NPC, is there? It's the backlash is just for your. A backlash. A critical failure causes a level of fatigue and all powers are terminated and gives the witch a power of corruption. So she suffers a point of fatigue. So that was her first action. As her second action, she's going to get very angry and try again. And successfully cast deflection upon herself. She didn't get the raise, so she gets to choose though, doesn't she? She'll choose that one, and that will cost her 3 more power points, and then she'll spend the benny she just got from the Joker to give her 5 power points back. Okay, and then she's going to move to over there and clear her targets. The amazing Adolfo.
I'm going to look at Will Money, take the brake off this cart that we're next to, and say, when you nod, I'll push forward, and then I'll go on hold.
Do you want high or low? Patrick.
High.
Okay. The gradient's that way. It's 50-50. Just means you'll have to push harder.
I just paid an adventure card. Double dealing. But I'll just take the extra penny that it gives out.
With 2 additional hold cards to draw or draw 2 extra cards when dealing with a devil, you can play this card in time to gain a Benny instead. Well, of course you can have a Benny instead. It's rules. There you go, Elvis. That's quite nice for yeah, it's quite nice for hucksters, that one.
It's no
you
good
know,
for
someone hasn't let the devil out yet. I mean, wait, it's really interesting with that. Okie dokie. Juan is up next.
Okay, well, Juan was going to head that direction to go take on what was apparently the leaders, but there's been lots of ups and downs and backs and forths, so we're not. We're going to go this other direction. So if I stumble, I need a 5 on my run. Yeah, you know what? There's just enough stuff going on out there. I think I'm going to go ahead and put my drunken boxing on and then run. Not get far enough.
Do you want to spend a penny on your run roll? You know I'm a nice like that.
I know you're nice like that. Actually, that may be far enough. Yeah, that should be far enough for me to poke him.
You can push it to there. That's the limit of 8 inches.
I thought I had, but okay. Either way, I can still poke him. That's the important part.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's try that again. There we go.
Yeah, I think you could stop. Yeah.
I think he might have stabbed him.
I think he may have skewered him. Got his gizzard out, and his
you stabbed him so hard. His gizzard turned into a lizard.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got his
You
heart
made
on
his
a
gizzard
stick.
turn into a lizard. Indeed.
I think what
I
you're
should
trying
let
to
you
say is the buzzards will be fighting the lizards for your gizzards.
Yes,
Indeed.
indeed.
Okay. Dick Paulson runs forward to there. And then he throws something. Which is it's an accurate throw. Medium burst template. I do believe you will get a chance. Let's try that again because I can't see where the circle is. Oh, it didn't delete the first one. That's interesting. I was expecting to get rid of the first one. I said I'd throw it to there. So Mercy's actually out of the blast area. But John Watt,
we get to roll
William
evasion?
Money, and the amazing Adolfo all get to make an evasion roll as the stick of dynamite comes whistling through the air towards you.
What's that? Athletics at -2.
Just roll evasion. Roll
/ roll evasion. Yeah, / roll evasion is the easiest way to do it.
I don't know. You kids in your newfangled ways.
Yes, an agility check at -2.
Arse! Feck! Dynamite!
Can I request to interrupt?
Can I?
No, can I?
You haven't gone on hold yet.
Oh,
unfortunately, it's not. Unfortunately, this is not super. This is not super. This is not superpowers, so you can't.
No, I thought because it was on Will Money, I must have just been mistaken. No, I'm an idiot. I thought we were on a different person's go. I'm just going to shut up now. I blame lack of sleep.
I'll let you go with that blame. That's all right. Yes.
Well, that's good.
Lack of
That's
sleep is
bloody
always a
good, isn't
excuse.
it?
So, which way out of the circle are you dodging, Will?
I'm going to dodge. I'm going to just dodge this way. I'm going to roll backwards, pull my gun out, and shoot them.
I don't know why those craters are transparent. It means I need to use 2 of them to actually have any effect. But there you go. Blam. John Watt failed his athletics roll. John Watt failed his athletics roll.
John, did you fail your athletics roll, John Watt?
You did.
John Watt is basically blown up into the air as the dynamite explodes.
That's all busted the first leg.
that's
Thank you for drinking. Now you're legless.
Aha. I think it's been all round. You've all been very good.
So anyway, meanwhile, back at the OK Corral.
There we go. The truck is gone, but there's a lovely crater in its place.
Mm.
Are you soaking that, or are you taking the wound, Mr. Watson?
That's a good question. I'm going to soak that. There's a pause for a reason, but there you go.
You dive at the very last second and basically get showered in mud and dust and crap. John Watt.
Fortunately, that leg will be the walking stick, won't it?
Mr. Watt, you're up next, sir.
Well, that wasn't very nice, wasn't it? I think what I will do is go there.
He's damaged the track, so he's happy anyway.
Go there. Effects. I will fall prone as part of my movement, and I will shoot the guy.
Okay. Actually, I should have made him prone, actually.
In fact, I think I'll shoot him lots.
Shoot him lots, by all means, sir.
And
That's a
maybe,
miss.
and
That's
maybe,
a miss and a miss.
and maybe Benny that for a laugh.
That's a hit and 2 misses from your Gatling pistol.
So,
You need to get rock and roll, mate.
I know, but hang on, I'm only learning to walk, for Christ's sake.
Okay, he's shaken. And eventually, end your turn, it will be Mercy Vancouver's go. She recovers from being shaken.
No, she doesn't.
I don't know. No, I didn't. I'll have to. I jumped.
Oh, remain shaken. Sorry, you made a running roll. That's what.
No, I'll spend the Benny to come unshaken though.
Okie dokie.
Put on the shaken, or do I drop it on the chat?
You either, but if you drop it on the shaken, it says you're spending ability to unshake, or if you drop it on the chat, I just manually turn off the shake. I don't mind.
Okay, I'm not shaken, and I ran 11. That bitch went.
One side up for Thursday, so I don't think it's happening. Yep, go for it. Run for 11.
And I know they went in there somewhere, and I know this will hit anything inside those bushes.
Hang on, you were up there a second. You've jumped back. That's okay. Okay, you hit both of them.
Yeah. And your adventure cards, because that might be useful.
Oh yeah, rolled up. Okay. Now Mercy Vancouver.
That's Tabata that took the 23.
Yeah, hang on. Just going up because she is in cover, so that does count as armor.
No, because this is an area of effective spell. That cover don't save her.
That counts as armor. Cover counts as armor against area of effects.
So yeah, there's no penalty to hit, but it counts as armor.
She's hiding behind a tree trunk. So she actually has toughness 9, which means you've only done 3 wounds on her. I'm going to spend one of my bennies to attempt to try and soak some of that. And I might spend another one of my bennies to try and soak some of that. That'll be 2 wounds. I'll spend one more of my bennies to see. No, it looks like she's going to take 2 wounds. She's taking 2 wounds. Bang. And the
then
other
I gotta
dude,
do the damage on the other guy, and I've reset my raise because I got a raise on him too.
You did indeed roll for damage. Even with the cover bonus he gets from being behind a tree, he's still incapacitated. Down he goes. That brings us to Sophia D.
To go on hold, and if at any point I see one of them lighting a stick of dynamite, I'm coming off hold.
Okie dokie. Mr. William Money, sir.
Guess what I'm going to do?
Dusting the dirt and broken rail off you. Definitely should have remembered to put him prone. Oh, that's
I'm not having that.
That's so unfortunate. That's such an unfortunate roll there.
Oh, look at that! That was worth it.
I'm rolling doubles here.
Be careful, you'll end up in jail.
Yeah.
That was nearly an 8, but he takes a wound. The amazing Adolfo requests interrupt. That will be an opposed athletics check against a shoot 'em up gang member.
Okay. Guess they're going first.
Oh dear.
You try to interrupt and trip over your own. guts as they fall out.
That is the logical thing to say. Is obviously you will basically, unfortunately, you can move. You've still got them. You might still have the movement, but unfortunately, I'm going to say yes. Literally, you do.
Your hemorrhoids have kicked in.
That's fine.
Which does give you prone cover bonus, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get to shoot Wong and do enough damage to shake him.
He dodged a bullet.
He does. He's very good at dodging bullets. Okay, then we're on to the amazing Adolfo.
Well, I will get up.
Mm-hmm.
Go over to him.
Yep.
And try and knock him out.
Okay.
Because he's made me angry.
You're going to breathe on him?
Has he made you angry?
He has, yeah. Especially with the people poking fun at me when I critically failed and fell over there as well. That's upset me no end.
Is he not going to like you when you're angry?
You're not going to like him when he's angry.
Green underneath that jacket, yeah. That's why you got to put the makeup on.
Okay, so I need to apply a certain effect to you. The effect is applied, and now I get to roll on a table.
You do?
Yeah, it's purple shorts and green skin.
Because I don't have the cards. I do actually. I've actually got the physical cards, but obviously I don't have them here.
Me too.
I need to put them in as artwork.
You haven't got the. What do you mean you haven't got the cards? Well, you've not made them as an extension for Fantasy Grounds.
Actually, I could do it now with the card deck, but no. I lost the bloody
Stick it
table.
on the market and sell it. Make some money.
Well, I can't because it uses someone else's extension. I had the table. I thought I had the table shortcutted, so in case I'd need it.
What uses something else's extension?
Woohoo!
Okay. All friends and foes within 5 inches of Amazing Adolfo get +2 to trait and damage rolls for the next 5 rounds. Those with an arcane background that use power points recover 10 power points. First of all, the raw display galvanizes the host will. You gain 1 point of dominion. Okay.
What if you're only down by 5 power points? You only gain.
You get all your power points. You go back up to your max. So unfortunately, hang on, that's 5 inches, not 10 inches. So basically, mostly gets all the power points back.
And presumably I do as well.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, and that's in addition to
plus two to all trait and damage rolls for the next round. By the way, I gave you an adventure card which does the same.
Did you increase your dominion? Did you increase your dominion already?
I have, yes, because it starts equal to my
spirits. Yes, that's what I figured.
So it's now going to put my spirit.
Damage roll.
Yep.
Right. Well, I was going for a knockout blow. I did put the -4 in for the headshot.
Yeah.
So I've hit him on the head. So I'll now add an extra +2 to my damage, and then a +4 for the headshot.
Yeah, and the letting the devil out bit's already. It will.
Yeah, that's already in there. So this damage is resisted by a vigor roll from him, and he gets knocked out if it fails.
You have to have the drop on them,
or they'll be shaken, I believe.
I don't think it matters.
It does, because there's a difference between causing damage and knocking them out.
Well, I was going for non-lethal damage anyway, so I'm whacking him with the butt of my sword cane.
Oh, fair enough then. Non-lethal, that's fair enough.
It might be academic because you're just taking 4 wounds.
Well, it's still non-lethal damage.
Still non-lethal, which just means he's knocked out. That's interesting. It's terrible when they do that. The index at the back of the Suede book is absolutely horrific.
Yeah, you can use a reference manual built into Fantasy Grounds and just type search and it'll show you whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, no, but I like books. What's the point of having trees murdered if you can't use them?
Yeah, I thought you just used the PDF and just search the PDF. That's what I'm doing.
Well, yeah. Search the PDF might be the way to go, but basically, the index at the back of the original printing of the book is terrible. Because I don't think any of them are
very
right.
bad.
Oh, we don't use Pinnacle's printed books. I mean,
No, they just sit on the shelf looking pretty. That's all they're for.
yes, the decoration.
Actually, I take it back. It's just knockout blows hidden away under the drop, which I didn't notice in the book. If the character takes enough damage to be shaken or worse from an attack with the drop on him, he must make a vigor roll. -2 to the head, or be knocked unconscious. So yeah,
Okay.
you didn't get the drop on him, but it doesn't matter. You're doing
I was doing non-lethal anyway.
Exactly. He will attempt to not be knocked unconscious by that, which isn't going to make any difference. I need to mark that damage as non-lethal, and then apply it as Dick Paulson is knocked out. So actually, your net result is correct. You did knock him out. It was it's a bit of technicalities, isn't it? Okay, that means I move back down to the shoot 'em up gang, and that's that one, isn't it? Shoot 'em up gang member.
He's the guy who shot the one. Yeah, as he's days ago. Yeah.
Okay, he remains stunned. This guy gets to make a spirit check. He recovers from being panicked, and he advances to there. And as so doing, as he advances to there, he basically you see Sophia, you see him striking a match on the wagon as he walks along it, and starts moving the wagon to the wick.
I think that's a hint for you to interrupt.
On the stick of dynamite he's holding.
Let me just shout upstairs to them. Can you not hear about the dynamite, dear?
Still a little sleep. Yeah. I'm going to shoot it out of the air.
Okay, so this chap over here, as he walked along the wagon, he struck a match on the side of the wagon, and he's about to light the stick of dynamite. I'll probably fire it at one.
I think I'm going to have to move there to see him.
You can now see him. He's at that distance. He's probably medium range if you've got a pistol.
It's a bow.
A bow, okay.
And I'm shooting the wrist. I'm shooting the tendons of the wrist that's holding the dynamite.
So that's a called shot, -4.
Oh, she's shooting the tendons, not just the wrist. She's shooting the tendons of the wrist. That's -15.
I'm being generous.
6.
It'd be -6, but I'm being generous because it's already going to be -6 with the range. You might want to use your conviction there. Yeah, good point.
In that.
Okie dokie. There's a 6 in that one. That's a hit.
You severed the ligament.
Okay, you get to roll the damage, which is wound, which means I do believe that counts as disarm. Well, it doesn't necessarily. It doesn't really matter because we're going to have some fun here, aren't we? Obviously, you've skewered him quite impressively. However, that's
stick of dynamite's in his hand as he throws it because it's got an arrow stuck through his wrist into the dynamite, holding it in place.
Right, let me as that there, then I want to see that layer, and then that there, like so. Just to make my life easier. Then I can remove the blast template because that tells me how big it was. Then I can drop the 2d6 dynamite at his feet. So the dynamite, believe it or not, the fact he's bleeding out from the arterial arrow as the dynamite blows him into the air in an arterial spray, and he lands it.
Yeah, I thought it'd blow him.
Okay, that brings us to. That's the end of the round, I think. Only one way to find out. Sophia D should not be on hold because she came off hold, so let's deal her a card. Shoot him up. Incapacitated, shoot him up. Well, he should have got. That's unfortunate, isn't it? He shouldn't have got a card. I should have been on hold. Oh, well. That means someone else could have got the Joker.
I think you should spend the penny you just got.
I think I'm going to be very,
Not doing that again.
very
Not
nice.
working.
Oh, the deck thing's broken again. It worked last week. That's interesting. That is interesting. Decked out's gone. Yeah, decked out was working last week. It's broken again now.
Yeah, I might have broken it when I joined the game. So because when you log in, if you haven't picked your character yet, the decked out box is visible. And if you go in and you throw away your cards that you don't have, it throws an unhandled exception.
So you broke my deck, so
I
can't give Sophia the Joker.
And it throws an unhandled exception.
Oh,
and
you're going to be sweet.
I'm sorry, I can't give Sophia the Joker, which means you can't all have bennies because someone broke the deck.
Yeah, so if you look at the very first comment on chat, if you scroll right up to the very, very top, it says, "Amazing Adolfo discards his hand." That was me.
Okay. It broke it all. Okay. Problem. Well, that's the price you pay for using multiple decks in the same thing. Anyway, Juan has the Joker and is no longer shaken. And he's looking at a crater where a bloke was standing just before.
Yeah, Juan's doing a couple different things here.
So what you want to do is if you open up the deck of cards you've got and then discard from it, it'll throw an exception.
But why is it saying I've done it?
I don't know. I don't think the fact that I can make your name appear, I've got no idea.
Oh no, that's not where I wanted to go. I was measuring.
We use the measuring 2 mouse buttons, sir. Ooh, everyone stop.
Okay, I will move 1 inch to there.
Yep.
And poke this guy with my stick.
Okay.
And then I will stumble my last 3 inches to the pit. And I'll kind of look down at the gibs that are all laying there.
Sorry, I got distracted by the shortcut that I hadn't noticed about Batman. Okay. Where are we? That brings us to Sophia D.
Okay. Seriously. Oh, by the way, I want to keep my conviction running. Do you want Benny for that now?
You should report that, Lone Wolf. Redford decked out.
You should, yes.
I was kind of hoping to go further than that, but never mind.
You can spend a penny and re-roll if you want.
Yeah, that's a re-roll run.
In my
house in Kevin's games, yeah.
By the rules, no, but by my rules, yes. So you can get another 2 inches.
Thank you kindly.
I have another rule. If you spend a penny and get 1 again, you get to add the 2 ones together.
Oh, you sweetie.
2 halves.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's still 1.
Oh, tish. I'll give you one for that. That was good. I like that. The arrows fly straight towards you and then swerve around her at the last second.
Fair enough. Never mind.
Somebody got the thread. Where's the thread for decked at?
It's rather nice that he also put a link. I must admit, I like the fact that the guy who does the advanced planners put the button in. When you click it, it takes you straight to the thread. That's a nice touch. It would be nice if other people did that. Okay, right. It's my go. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have to do this, aren't I, really? Yeah, I'm going to have to do that.
That looked rude to me.
So that would be, I'm going to, she's in a bad way. You lot are advancing very scarily towards her, so she's not very happy. So she's going to go all out here. So that's going to be +1 for the extra area of effect, +3 for the extra damage, plus.
She needs another crit fail.
+5 for fatigue. And let's make it +7 for lingering damage and +8 for range. Yeah, so she's spending 8 power points on this blast. As those black writhing tentacles are going to be summoned forth again.
DM'd you the link off.
Successful casting, but it misses. William Money no longer is in cover, so let's turn that off. I will obviously Benny that. William Money is no longer in cover. Successful casting, so it would cost her the power points. But you all the. Oh no, she rolled a 2 after all that. I wasn't paying attention. Well, let's spend a Benny. I've got 3 Bennies, so let's spend 1. I've got 2 Bennies, so let's spend. I've got 2 Bennies, so let's spend 1. The GM's got 5 Bennies, so let's spend 1. Okay, it was obviously not to be.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Okay, William Money and Mercy Vancouver are hit. Sophia D dives to the side at the last second, and John Watt, being prone behind that rock, is completely shielded from the tentacles.
Oh no, not more testicles.
Okay, so that's 3d6 damage on Mercy Vancouver, shaking her with lingering damage of 3d4. Next round. And that also brings us to, and then I get to do it again, don't I? Slash DMG 3d6. Just as easy to do that. Oh dear, William Money's getting really hit hard. William Money has a toughness 19 damage on William Money, which gets toughness 5 beats. He takes 3 wounds. Which I feel rather amusing, seeing he laughed very fun. He laughed scathingly at her, so she hit him extra hard.
Motherfucker.
I was going to give you a Benny, and then you went and turned the air blue. So I'm going to give you one anyway. Okay.
The air go blue.
Joking. The amazing Adolfo is up next.
Right, I would like to kneel down and slap shoot about Dick Paulson round the face to make him conscious. He's still incapacitated, but I want him to be conscious enough that I can speak to him and ask him questions. Would that be a healing roll?
Yes, sounds good to me.
Okay.
That's successful.
Okay, so I'll be able to talk to him next round. But I'll slap him around and say, "Wake up, you fecker! I need to know who you're working for."
Mercy Vancouver should have been shaken, but I forgot to apply it. So
then it didn't, because it didn't roll me to give me the chance to
no, I know. So you do remain being shaken, I'm afraid, unless you're going to spend another one of your precious bennies to remove it.
Let me see how far off she is. I'm not able to target her so that I can see how far away she is.
Target her,
okay, 7. So I'm gonna have to run.
When does
before I charge into those woods with my Bowie knife in hand to stab the hell out of this bitch, let me play something.
Doesn't lingering damage take? Is it lingering damage at the start or the end of the turn? I never remember.
It's the end of the turn, and I didn't add my +2 that I'm supposed to get, but I'll get a total of +4 on damage here.
Hold
I hit
fire.
her. I'm able to get up to her with my run.
Yeah, but you won't get a +2 bonus from Amazing Adolfo from your run up because you're now out of range of him.
Okay, well,
but it lasts for 5 rounds. It doesn't say anything about being in range. It just says it lasts for 5 rounds.
It does say range. It's got a 5-inch range.
Right. Anyone within the 5-inch range gets
rounds.
this for 5 rounds. It doesn't say they've got to stay in the range. They just get the boost.
Oh, okay. Point taken. Okay, I accept that one.
Now, will the +2 on the card that I played go automatically?
No.
Probably not.
Then I need to put in +4.
Just put in +2. I've done the trait one for you.
Let me first do the attack roll.
John Watt's the only other person who benefits from that, isn't it?
Now I get the +4.
Oh, damn it. Did I put a dot rather than a comma?
I think you did put full stop, yeah.
There's 15.
No, I think I'm going to re-roll that one time because with a +4 on damage, I should be able to slit her throat.
Go for it. I think she might be very dead at this point. 3 wounds. She's got 1 Benny left. She'll spend her very last Benny in a desperate attempt not to die. And critically fail.
Dying. Excellent.
That's fatal. That'll be that's spy.
She's bleeding out. Let's leave it at that. Okay. Well, at which point I think everyone's going to surrender. Pretty much. So give me.
I'd quite like to persuade Shoot 'em Up Dick Paulson to tell me everything, who he's working for, who hired him.
Make an intimidation or persuasion roll.
I'll go with persuasion, I think.
Okie dokie.
Try that again, I think.
I think I'll try that
again. Can I support him first?
I don't think you need to.
Oh well, I'm just standing. I'm going to get my electrical things out.
Right. Okay. Well, obviously, having indeed, and you have most successfully intimidated him. However, I think that's a very point to leave it this week. So
just before you finish, because we'll lose the card. Who are we looking for right now? In the meanwhile, back at the other town, who are we looking for? Did you not hear me? So where is he then? When we clear up here, we can immediately go and get him, can't we? Or do we need to find him?
You can find him.
Yeah.
No, we don't. What happens if we smoke a really big joint and think about it for a while? And have divination.
Booby.
Mr. Money, get your ass over here.
Right. Anyway, I need to go, guys, so I'm going to leave you to it at this point.
Well, before you go, when Will Money comes over, I grab hold of him and say, "That is not an injury, all right?" And slap him really hard round the face. And he's got a nasty scar, but he's not bothered by the 2 wounds.
By the way, if this is something of import we've just completed, I'd like us all to get another point of conviction.
It isn't, unfortunately, I don't think.
Damn.
Ah, so I've got a hot iron and whiskey now, -2 persuasion, is it?
For the next month, but your 2 wounds are healed.
Can I go now?
You can go now.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, so I've just
I
to
don't
let
mean
you
that
know,
like that,
I've cast divination to
I
ask
know you have.
the spirits where he is hiding.
Well, yes. Why have all the adventures you get along the way and just skip it all? Yeah, fine, whatever.
At least you know what maps you need.
I knew what maps I needed anyway. I just didn't know this one. Okay, I have lost the basic. Okay, yeah. Okay, right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one. I'm going to leave you to it, guys. I had a lot of fun. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Someone's got to remember he's got to hand out everyone conviction. Go, Kevin. Just go. Conviction. Point.
No, he said this wasn't important enough for that.
Really? Oh, we don't get it. Okay, well, we don't get the conviction then. But yeah.
Well, we want to collect these bodies and take them to the railroad. There's a reward out on whoever was damaging these tracks.
I think it's more important who's hired them. This is the Denver Pacific Railroad. Denver's in the States. That means I've got jurisdiction. If I want it.
I heard a beeping noise. Right, I'm off. Good night, everybody.
Right, okay.
Good
Thanks
night.
for the
Y'all have a
games.
good one.
It was a good one, yes.
Yes. So reported error. Right. I don't know the significance of it, but it is what it is.
Well, he'll fix it. That's what the significance is, and then it'll work next time. He's quite good at the old programming cigar, isn't he? Have you seen Dan has brought out a dice game extension? It works in all rule sets. I think it costs 500 forge points.
I don't know. I get shared loads of 4 points. I get shared loads of points for you anyway. So, I'll have to look into it. I'm so far behind; it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it only come out today, I think, but or yesterday maybe. But it's a die. Basically, it's like 4 or 5 different dice games you can play around a table. Quite good when you go to a tavern. Right, I'm off.
All right, I'll see you later.
See you later, mate.